All right, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a fight review. So we're going to Las Vegas, Nevada for the Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series for September 6th, 2022. We're going to the opening bout in the Flyweight division. Nayara Maia coming in at 7-0, taking on Tereza Bleda coming in at 5-0. So we got two undefeated flyweights going against each other. And I was really looking forward to this because Tereza Bleda, I named her as the prospect to watch in the year of 2022. So I was really looking forward to her performance. So let's get into it. All right, first round. Maia came out aggressive, was punching. Bleda ducked under a punch for a takedown. And then Maia looked for a leg lock. And then they both started rolling for leg locks with Maia ending up on top. However, Bleda was able to sweep, getting into Maia's guard. From there, Maia worked to lock Bleda down. Now, she had open guard, but what I mean like by locking her down, she was just like holding on to her, really just trying to, keep her arms under control, keep her head down, just not allowing Bleda to get like good posture. Now Bleda looked to pass, but was unable to. Now Maia tried moving to high guard, but that allowed Bleda to pass to half guard and start to ground and pound. Maia, however, did get back to full guard, and then she tried a triangle, but Bleda slammed her way out of it. That was nice to see. Haven't seen that in a while. And then the round ended with Tereza Bleda on top. So good first round. And then second round, Bleda used her reach on the feet to frustrate Maia, and you can tell that it was just frustrating Maia. She couldn't get inside the reach. Maia, however, did get a takedown off of a caught kick and got into Bleda's guard. However, both ended up standing. Bleda started landing some more punches. And again, Maia was just visibly frustrated with Bleda's stand-up. Bleda actually then got a takedown off of a caught kick herself. So first Maia caught one of Bleda's kicks, got a takedown, and then Bleda caught a kick and got a takedown from there, which is pretty nice. And she got to like side control, but it was like barely side control. Like her left leg was barely caught in the half guard, so it was almost side control basically. Bleda started landing some light ground and pound, and Maia looked to scramble and even threw some elbows from the bottom. But then Maia did get back to full guard, but the round ended with Bleda, landing ground and pound in Maia's guard. So again, another very good round for Tereza Bleda. So then we get to the third round. And again, Bleda was absolutely outstriking Maia on the feet again. Maia shot for a double leg takedown, but Bleda managed to get an easy sprawl. And she went for she tried to circle around to the back, but Maia rolled, basically trapping Bleda in her half guard. From there, Bleda just started throwing some ground and pound from top. And this round, she finally started landing some heavier ground and pound. Like in the previous two rounds, she was mostly going for position, and this round she actually started to go more for some heavier ground and pound, which I was waiting to see. Maia tried to scramble and strike from bottom, but Bleda's pressure and her ground and pound were too heavy. She tried for a Kimura. That wasn't any good. She tried to roll for a leg then, and then she turtled, and Bleda still managed to stay on top. So it seemed like whatever Maia was going for, Bleda was able to stop it. Now Maia did basically manage to push Bleda off of her in order to, they both stood. But then like almost immediately, Bleda landed a heavy, hard knee to Maia's gut that dropped her. And then Bleda got on top. Maia was kind of turtled. Bleda started landing some hard punches from on top. The referee was in close, looking like he was ready to stop. But Maia kind of recovered. She got to half guard. And basically the rest of the round was Tereza Bleda again landing ground and pound from the top. So no finish in this fight. It went to the judges' decision. And all three judges saw it for Tereza Bleda via unanimous decision, obviously, 30-26. So 30-26 scores. That's a dominant win. So, yeah, I have in my notes, Bleda won in dominant fashion. However, Dana White declined to sign her to the UFC. I kind of suspected that was going to happen just by how the fight went. And we'll get into why in a second. Now, Dana said she needs more experience, which I think that's fair. This was only, I believe, her sixth pro fight, and she's 20 years old. So to say, yeah, she needs more experience, I think that's fair. However, that was after he gave his real reason for not signing her. And he basically said that she was a 6-1 favorite on the betting odds, but she didn't look like a 6-1 favorite. And frankly, I hate swearing in my videos. That's bullshit. Okay? Betting odds should have no significant impact on whether or not you're going to sign someone based on their performance. It's about performance, not the betting odds. And she performed well enough to get a 10-8 scorecard on all 3 judges' cards. How is that not a significant, dominant win? That's just BS to me. And honestly, this is just another example of why the Contender Series is an absolute shit show. It is just a trash concept overall. Because you're going in there and your goal is to win, but also your goal is to get signed. But here's the thing. You don't know what exactly it's going to take to get signed because the man who makes the decisions changes his mind and has no set standards for what's going to get signed. Like, he has no set standards. Like, he signs people based on one set of standards one week, and then the next week signs people based on a different set of standards, even though someone might not live up to previous standards that he had set. So you just never know what is going to allow you to get signed because it's based on the whims of a man-child, basically, who has no standards. I can't... This is why I've never been a fan of the Contender Series, because it mostly incentivizes fighters to go in there and fight outside of their comfort zone, basically. No, that's not a good way to put it. It incentivizes fighters to fight in a way that might not be the best route for them to get a win. Because if a fighter is largely like an intelligent fighter or an IQ type of fighter, the Contender Series incentivizes them to go in there and look for the finish and try and hunt for the finish, even if the finish isn't necessarily there, which then opens you up for a possible loss. I just hate the Contender Series. I've hated it from the beginning. And also, there is no set standard, because you're not going to sign someone who got 3 30-26 wins, but you'll sign and say, oh, well, she should have done better based on the odds and needs more experience. But you'll sign, and this is nothing against her, but you'll sign Haley Cowan, who barely eked out a split decision win, and say, I don't know what it is. There's just something about her. I can't put my thumb on it. I've got to sign her. I mean, come on. There's no set standards here. And that's why I think any fighter should do their hardest to get signed outside of the Contender Series. I think the Contender Series, getting signed to the UFC might be the goal, but there are better ways outside the Contender Series. My only note here on Maia was that she was absolutely scared of the stand-up, and rightfully so, because she just could not really get in there to land on Bleda. And when she did, it didn't have much an effect, whereas everything Bleda landed had a visible effect on Maia. But as for Tereza Bleda, I heard she was pretty darn upset. And I feel that rightfully so. But I hope she gets a fight before the end of the year. And you know what? I would not be surprised if she ends up getting signed to the UFC anyway. Give it a few months. They might need someone on short notice, and boom, she's back in there and fighting in the UFC. It would not surprise me at all. It's happened plenty of times before. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Tereza Bleda defeating Nayara Maia via decision on the Contender Series, but no contract because the Contender Series is garbage. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like the video, please give it a like, and while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to WMMA Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.